Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. Meena here. So another exciting video. Well, exciting for me. I don't know how other people are going to take it, but yeah. And I think the lighting in this video will be much better than my previous video because I adjusted my position and I'm using the back camera now, which I should have done I think in the first video. I just wanted to see. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Today's video is the eyeshadow palette tag. Like, if you know me and you know my makeup process, you would know that my favorite things to do ever when doing my makeup are my eyes and my lips. Like lip products, eyeshadow, eye products in general drive me insane. The rest of the makeup process I feel like I just do because like it completes the whole thing, but eyes and lips I cannot get enough. So basically what the eyeshadow palette tag is you go through your collection of eyeshadows and you pinpoint which ones have like your best memory, which your newest palettes, your oldest, your, you know, we'll get into it in the video. So I don't have a lot of, well, technically I do. It depends on who is determining it, but some might say I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, some might say I do not. I feel like I have a sizable collection of eyeshadows or eyeshadow palettes, but it's nowhere near as much as other people have, because other people have eyeshadow palettes and I'm trying to like grow my collection, but we're not just there yet. So the first tag is show your newest eyeshadow palette, and I kind of have two. I got these on the same day. These are from Makeup Revolution and I am in love with both of them. Okay, I don't even know which one to show first, but the first one is the Earth palette from Makeup Revolution. It looks like this. It has like, I feel like the theme for this was like greens and blues. And hold on, let me try and get these open. But this is the palette. I mean, come on guys. I don't know when I would use this many blues and greens, but yeah. And the quality of the shadows, it's insane. It's, you know, Makeup Revolution is like a quote-unquote affordable brand, and people sometimes affordable brands, the drugstore brands, their eyeshadow palettes are not like as good as the high-end brands, but Makeup Revolution killed it with these palettes. And the second one is the the second one is the Mars palette. I'm going back so you guys can see this palette in all its glory. This is the palette I have on my eyes today. Like every single shade I have on my eyes came from this palette. I used, I think, four shades. I used this. I used the shade on my outer V. I used this one, I think, in my crease. I put this one on my lid and this yellow shade in my inner corner. That's what I have on my eyes, and I mean, I'm loving it. My favorite kinds of shades to use are like reds and oranges and mauves and pinks, and this palette has every single one of those like shades. So obsessed. I am obsessed. It's definitely a favorite now in my collection, most definitely. The next tag is show your oldest palette. Technically my oldest palette was some black secret palette that I got when I was in, like, was it first year, like university, first year. I got that palette in first year. That was the time that I started wearing makeup, by the way. So I got that palette at that time, but the quality was just horrible. I think I let go of it somewhere in second year or third year, maybe third year. I had to throw it away because I don't even know if black secret makeup exists anymore, but I sincerely hope that their eyeshadows are better than they used to be, because boy, I mean, you can see that it's a very old palette. Even the name has rubbed off. It used to say BH Cosmetics Carli Bybel. I don't know if you guys know Carli Bybel, but she's another YouTuber, and oh, that woman is, yeah, she's pretty. She is, oh my god. I used to watch her. I mean, I do still watch her, obviously, but I did used to watch her like so much. I used to watch her videos every single time she uploaded. I still love her. She's so pretty and she seems to just genuinely have a good heart. So this was her first collaboration in general, I think, and she had a collaboration with Cosmetics. This is the inside of the palette. I am sad to say that I rarely, if ever, use this palette because I mean the shades, they are pretty, but the mattes do not necessarily work for brown skin. Like, let me just swatch this purple shade here. Let me swatch it so you guys will see what I'm talking about. Like, see, even though it's pretty, it would not necessarily, and I'm swatching the deeper one next to it, it would not necessarily show up really well on dark skin. Like, it's too cool toned, and I do not like cool toned eyeshadows at all. And these are very cool tone shades, but I feel like I'm going to keep it for like, I'm going to keep it because there's good memories. It's Carli's palette and I love Carli. So yeah. The next tag is your most expensive palette, and I feel like I have three. These three are all kind of the same price, and they're all from Raine. Some way somehow Raine has become the brand that I have the most eyeshadows from, and I don't even know how that happened. But the first one is the Cheers to Beauty palette, and the next one is the Queen of Hearts palette that you guys saw me use in my last video. So these palettes are both $50 each, and when I get to another tag, I'll tell you guys how I came to get these eyeshadow palettes, and yeah, we'll get into that later. But this is the Queen of Hearts palette. I've already told you guys about this palette. You guys have already seen it. You know how much I love it. I used it in my last video. The shades are amazing. Everything, it's just a very pretty palette, okay? And I use this palette from Raine more than the other palettes that I have from Raine. This is the Cheers to Beauty. Is it Cheers to the Beauty or Cheers to the Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is what that one looks like. Let me just swatch the shimmers in this palette for you guys. Like, whoa. Like, the shimmers in this palette are insane. I feel like for Raine, yeah, their shimmers take at it. Just look at that. I mean, look at that. The next tag is show your most affordable palette, and for this one I might have to cheat a little bit because I'm going to show you guys a blush palette, okay? And this is another old palette. I think this was second year university, something like that, and the name has rubbed off, and even the inside is the inside of this palette is sadder than the outside. Just look at it. This is a blush palette from Cosmetics. This is their blush palette in dark. They still sell this palette. This palette has been through so much, but one thing is, I don't know when this palette I'm going to go through this because I've had it for so long. At the time, it was the only blush palette I had, and because I'm such a blush freak, I used to use it every single time I did my makeup, and still it's like there's no difference in the pans. It's like I can't even see a dent in the pans. So I don't think I'm going to run out of these shades anytime soon. The next tag is show your everyday palette, and it has to be the Queen of Hearts palette once again because just it has every shade that I could possibly want to use for an everyday makeup look. I like using this shade as blush a lot. Like today I used the shade as blush, and this shade is perfect for contouring my nose. That's what I use it for the most. So it's like, I feel like the reason why, and then it has a mirror, okay? So I feel like the reason why this is my everyday palette is because it's so easy to use, and sometimes when I take this palette, I don't have to go look for like a blush or look for my bronzer to use as a nose contour, all that jazz. Like, I don't have to do any of that, so that's why that is my everyday palette. So the next tag is show your most colorful eyeshadow palette, and without a doubt, because it's the only colorful eyeshadow palette I have, It's the Color Raine Vivid Pigments palette. It looks like this. It's, I mean, come on, so pretty. So the next tag is to show your smallest palette, and that again has to be the elf blush palette. The reason why I'm showing this as a like palette is because I do use it as eyeshadow. I'm not going to lie, all my blush palettes I use as eyeshadow a lot. So yeah, that's my smallest palette. The next tag is to show your biggest eyeshadow palette, and that has to be my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I remember when I got this palette, I was like so excited. I still am excited because it's a very beautiful palette. There's every shade you could possibly need or think of for an everyday look, for a colorful look. Like, this palette has everything, and it looks like this. I mean, come on. This, I remember when this came out, it was like such a big deal because everybody wanted this palette, me included, obviously, because I have it. But yeah, this was everybody's cup of tea when it came out. The next one is to show your palette with the best memory. So my palette with the best memory, and I told you guys that this color, the Color Raine palettes just in general, without the vivid pigments, this one and then the blue one, this palette has the best memory for me because I did not buy these palettes. You know how these brands hold giveaways on like their social media that you have to do something to win or something like that, right? So one day I innocently entered Color Raine's giveaway. They were giving away those two palettes and some lashes, and I was like, well, why not? It was just to like and retweet and comment, I think. So I did that, and one day I was just sitting there and got a notification, and it was from Color Raine saying that me had won the giveaway, and I was like, what? Because I was so surprised. I never thought that I could win a giveaway from like such a huge brand. But yes, I did win. Thank you, guys. The next tag is to show a palette that is worth the hype. I feel like for that one, for this particular tag, I might still have to pull out my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette because there was so much hype around this palette, and to me, I feel like it's worth the hype. Swatching a matte shade here. So pretty. That's one of my favorite shades, actually. I mean, whenever you see like a mauve or a pink or like an orange in a palette, it might most probably be my favorite shade. Let me swatch a shimmer. This is one of my favorite shimmers in this palette. It's a green. Come on. A favorite palette from a favorite brand. I mean, I have all the eyeshadow palettes I have, yeah. I wouldn't say that those are my favorite brands. I really love the shadow palettes, but I wouldn't say that those are my favorite brands. But I'm just going to tweak that question like a little bit and show my favorite palettes, just hands down. Okay, hands down my favorite palettes. And drum roll, it definitely, most definitely has to be the BH Cosmetics and It's My Ray Ray collab. I just had to have it. I couldn't not have this palette. I mean, come on. It was like a face and eye like palettes, everything all in one. It was supposed to have eyeshadows that you could use as like blushes and highlighters, and then it has this row of highlighters and this row of contour products, and it was supposed to suit every skin tone. Every skin tone can find something in here that would work for them. This contour, I remember at the time that she came out with this palette, people of darker complexion didn't have a lot of options when it came to contour products, and she did it with this palette. Okay, the reason why it's my favorite palette is because even though I don't really wear a lot of highlighter, I don't really do a lot of contouring, I know that when I take this palette, the shades in here are going to be perfect for me. Okay, I just knew it. You guys can see that some of the shades in here are my favorites. This shade obviously is a favorite because it's like a burnt orange and I love it so much as a transition shade. That shade right here I used to use every single time I did my makeup. I just put it all over my lid and blend it out with this one, and that was it. That was my eyeshadow look for the day. So you can see that there's a huge dent in this as well. I love this shade so much. This is my favorite inner corner shade. Like whenever I want to make a statement with my eyeshadow, I'll put this in my inner corner. It's such a well thought out palette that has shades that speak to me, shades that I love so much. So like just the last tag is my most used palette. So for that, I'm going to have to bring out this palette from Juvias Place. Juvias Place is another favorite brand of mine, just in general, because their shadows are really good and they make shadows that I think cater to a lot of skin tones, especially like darker skin tones. They really do make shadows that they really do make shadows that show up on darker skin tones. So I really like them for that. And this is the inside of that palette. I mean, you can see why this is my most used palette. You guys know it takes a very long time to hit pan on like even the smaller panned eyeshadows. So imagine how much I love these shades to hit pan in 2 different shades, right? In such huge mega pans. I think we're done. That is all the tags. This is my eyeshadow tag video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I just wanted to film like a quick video and just have it up on my channel, and what better video to film than this one. I've been meaning to film this one for a very long time because like I told you guys, I'm obsessed with eyeshadow. But yes, if you're as obsessed with eyeshadow as I am, just tell me in the comments down below, and make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel, please, and thank you. God, when am I going to stop being cheesy in my videos? But yeah, I feel like my next video should be something about lips, because I've done the eyes, now I have to do the lips, and then we can continue with the other stuff. I have so many other video ideas that I cannot wait to execute and upload, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. What else do I say? I don't know what else to say. But yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look, you can comment down below and I'll make sure to film it. Yes, I've been wanting to film an eyebrow tutorial as well, and I will do that very, very soon. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.